So recently, I of course got my greasy mitts on a Steam Deck, and as you guys know, I've been thoroughly enjoying the system. I've made a couple videos talking about my experiences thus far, but I've kind of have an epiphany, a bit of a revelation with this system, because I've essentially turned my Steam Deck into a portable PlayStation 4. And I'm not just saying, actually playing PlayStation 4 games running on it natively or anything like that. But essentially, my Steam Deck is now a portable PlayStation 4, playing Sony titles in a pretty good manner on this system, along with third-party titles. So in today's video, I want to show you guys how some of these PlayStation 4 style games are running on the Steam Deck to see if these are purchases that you would want to be making, because I mean, really, I've turned the damn thing into a PlayStation 4 that's portable, and it's pretty cool. So, of course, on Steam, you have the Steam Store, and you can see that PlayStation Studios has been adding in a lot of different content into the system. Recently, Sackboy has come on there, which, I don't know, I've heard that game isn't selling very well, but there's other titles on there. We, of course, have Spider-Man, Miles Morales coming out soon for it. The original Spider-Man is on there. Uncharted, the Legacy Collection, Legacy of Thieves Collection is on there. God of War, Horizon, it's quickly becoming really a portable PlayStation 4 system, and I think that's a really cool thing about this. Yes, the prices of the games are still, new prices. You can see here, Spider-Man Remastered. I mean, it's $59.99, but essentially you're getting two versions of the game. The version that you play on your Steam Deck, and then if you have a beefy PC, of course, the version that's running on the PC. Now, I want to take a look at some of these games today to show you guys how they run, because you could put anything on a system, but if it doesn't run well, then, it's kind of pointless. It kind of defeats even buying the games on the system. We've seen tons of bad ports on the Nintendo Switch, and if these games don't run well, there's not much reason to talk about them, at least in a positive manner. So let's take a look at some of the games that I've picked up that are definitely PlayStation 4 titles for my Steam Deck. So first off, we're going to check out some Grand Theft Auto 5, because I mean, who hasn't played this game before? I feel like everyone is rather familiar with this title, but of course this title hasn't been made portably available on anything. I think a lot of people, myself included, expected Grand Theft Auto 5 to show up on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, really, it's an Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 game, so why wouldn't it come to the system? But of course, as time has gone on, Rockstar just doesn't seem interested in putting the game on the system. Now, I am a big fan of sandbox games. Really, sandbox games and military first-person shooters online are two of my guilty pleasures. When I play a sandbox game, it's very hard for me to actually do the main stories, because I like to make up my own stories. I like to make up my own fictitious events that are happening within my own mind that I parlay into the game. Now, as far as how the game itself runs, I would say it runs pretty damn solid. There are some frame rate issues from time to time, basically some little dips here and there. Sometimes they're a bit more noticeable than other. I wouldn't say that it's a frequent thing or anything like that, but it is something that you will notice, and it is something worth mentioning. I would say the weirdest thing about playing this game on the Steam Deck, though, is the audio. Now, the audio quality itself is fine. It sounds like it should. All the songs sound good and all that stuff. The problem is it's very, very quiet. Extremely quiet. When the game boots up, you get the little Rockstar logo thing, and you can hear that the sound effect that plays during that is very loud, and then it becomes very quiet halfway through it, and then that's how the game plays. I've messed around with a ton of settings on the audio side of things. I've turned all the audio settings all the way up to see if that makes a difference, and it really doesn't. It's actually noticeable when you're playing it with headphones on as well. So I don't know. It's a weird thing. It doesn't really detract from the experience overall, but it's just hard to hear things, and it's not my hearing. I don't want to hear any old jokes in here. But as far as performance is concerned and fluidity with the frame rate and stuff like that, it is definitely a very, very solid experience, and I would say a bit better than what we saw on the original release of the game for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. And holy crap, look at this little mini car. It looks like a clown car. I want to be a clown driving around with a shotgun taking out people, because that's my story I made up. I'm a clown that is taking people out with a shotgun. Hobo with a shotgun, or clown with a shotgun. Let's make a movie out of that, Hollywood. Get to it. Get to it. Next up, we're going to check out the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, which is something I'm actually not familiar with. I never played Uncharted 4 on the PlayStation 4. I don't know why. Like, I do like the Uncharted games, but I wouldn't say I necessarily love them, so I wasn't in a hurry to play this. But this is honestly a very satisfying experience. I would say, graphically speaking, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm running most of these games that you're seeing on just the medium settings, of course, because these are Steam versions of the game and essentially PC versions of the game. You can tinker with a lot of settings. If you want to promote frame rate over graphical quality, you can adjust things to do that, or vice versa. I haven't done anything with this. I'm just running these games on the standard settings as far as graphical fidelity is concerned, so keep that in mind when you're seeing this footage. But this is a game that I feel does really well on the Steam Deck. It's definitely optimized for the Steam Deck, at least in some regard. I know that games are optimized for Steam via the PC or whatever, but like the lighting effects, the textures themselves, the fluidity of everything, it just feels like an experience that was almost custom made for the Steam Deck, kind of like you used to get custom-made Vita games back in the day and PSP games. It's a very solid experience and one that I find very satisfying. Even when the action gets pretty crazy, I wouldn't say that there's like many frame rate dips or anything. I didn't notice anything terrible while playing this game, or input lag wise or anything like that. Everything felt fast and fluid, the way it should feel as far as a PlayStation 4 title is concerned. So once again, like, I just think this is so cool to be able to play these PlayStation 4 games essentially natively on your Steam Deck, not having to worry about cloud streaming, because we know that cloud streaming is not there yet. I'm getting shot at, but I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to try, and I'm going to work harder. But yeah, Uncharted, the Legacy of Thieves collection, definitely very impressive on the Steam Deck. And of course, the final game we're going to look at is one that I've shown off a bit before, but it is my favorite game of really this video, I would say, and it's probably one of my favorite games of recent memory, and that is Spider-Man. Of course, this is the Spider-Man version that was redone with the new Spider-Man character and stuff like that. But once again, like, this is just an awesome game, and like I said, you can mess around with the different graphical fidelities and stuff like that. There's a bunch of different things you can optimize in the game. You could have high resolution textures, medium resolution textures, low resolution textures. I'm playing this, like I said, on medium, and I think the experience is extremely solid. Yes, like some of the other games, you do get an occasional frame rate dip here and there, but I'm almost convinced that it might not actually be the games themselves. I think it might actually have something to do with the hardware, because with games like Spider-Man and Uncharted and Grand Theft Auto 5, the system definitely starts to run very hot. You'll hear that fan just go absolutely crazy. You could heat your house with this fan, which is good because I never turn the heat on during the winter because I don't believe in that. I don't know, it makes my nose stuffy, my eyes dry. I have dry eyes to begin with already, so it's not something I'm interested in. But I think this is a very, very excellent experience, and even when it comes to the traversal, which is very important in the game, and the combat in the game as well. Some cutscenes look absolutely gorgeous. You know, it's just absolutely stunning to me how far we've come with handheld technology with something like the Steam Deck. Yes, you do have things like battery life issues, but I went and got my car serviced the other day and it took about an hour and a half, and I brought my Steam Deck with me, and I was actually playing Spider-Man in the waiting room while I was also eating a corn muffin that was really good. It was a free corn muffin along with a free bottle of water in the waiting room, so I definitely enjoyed that. Let's take a look at some of the combat in the Spider-Mans though, because obviously that's a very important thing. You want to have fluidity within your combat, and as you can see here, you know, pardon my poor playing, I'm trying to keep my head like out of the shot so it's not in the reflection of the screen. It's very annoying. I need to get an over the top thing because the way I'm doing this right now is kind of ghetto. But yeah, like the combat feels nice and fluid. There's no issues with it or anything, so I'm just very impressed with this overall. How I'm getting a quality, not just an average, but a quality PlayStation 4 experience on my Steam Deck because of these heavy hitter titles that are coming to the system. And the one thing you have to remember is Sony isn't slowing down with adding games into the PC. If anything, they're going to be adding more games. I wouldn't be surprised if more back catalog games from the PlayStation 4 era end up coming out on the Steam Deck. Plus, the PlayStation 4 isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Games like God of War Ragnarok are still coming out on the PlayStation 4. I expect that system will still be getting games until like 2024 probably. And what does that mean on the PC side of things? Those ports are going to end up coming to the Steam Deck. So if you look at it, the Steam Deck is such a versatile system, but looking at it as a portable PlayStation 4, like, it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy what you can do with this system and the experiences that you end up having with this system because of the quality build of it and just how everything works. Of course, you're constantly getting updates for games and things as well. There's other games I've been playing, NBA 2K23, which is a very good version on the Steam Deck. Another game that I'm reviewing that I can't talk about quite yet, but it's an upcoming title that will be available on all systems. So I don't know what the point of this video was. I just felt the need to like talk about this system again. And I think if you look at it like a portable PlayStation 4, it's a really cool system. Like, that's just a cool ass thing to have, to be able to play these PlayStation 4 games in high quality in the palm of your hand. So let me know in the comment section down below. Have you picked up a Steam Deck yet? Have you checked out other games that Sony has released on the Steam Deck that I didn't cover in this video, such as God of War or Horizon? Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share, hit the bell notification as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.